and welcome to our latest video. This one's sort of a continuation of our most recent video where I spent some time in the country of Albania. But I didn't spend my entire time in Albania during my trip there. So where in the world did I go? I went to the country of Kosovo. On several different days, I visited cities in the western side of the country and saw some of the beautiful countryside. So since Felicia wasn't with me on this trip again, I think I'll forego the whole history thing and I'll just show you some of the beautiful sights that I saw while I was there. So without further ado, here they are.
they divide it and they use it for water, you know.
Right, yeah.
Agriculture.
Yeah.
I don't know how good that would be for.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for this video. As usual, I'd like to give some final thoughts on the country. I definitely enjoyed my time in Kosovo. I really want to go back there sometime. This time bring Felicia with me, and maybe we can enjoy some of that history that I've tried to avoid in this video so far. The cities are very beautiful and historic. This countryside is picturesque. But one final point I want to make, if you're not flying into the country or taking some other form of mass transit, if you drive into the country as I did, realize that the border crossings are a little bit more challenging than they are in some other places. They don't really care too much about your passport as long as, you know, that's all in line. But if you're driving a privately owned vehicle, they looked very closely at our insurance, at our registration, because they're really worried about people bringing stolen cars into the country. So just make sure all your paperwork is in line and you'll make it smoothly across the border. And I think that about wraps it up. Hi, honey. What's going on
out here?
Just recording a video. That's all.
About what?
Just my time in Kosovo. You know, so you weren't with me, so I figured I would just have some final closing thoughts.
So obviously you talked about the history of Kosovo.
I mentioned that I'd like to bring you there so you could learn more about it.
We're gonna go ahead and run down the history.
All right, I guess
Okay.
so.
Yeah. Okay. So Kosovo is in the general area that we've been talking about recently, so southeastern Europe. It is landlocked though, so it is not on the Dalmatian coast like Albania and Montenegro and Croatia and those countries that are kind of across the sea from Italy. So it's a little bit further in. It is in the territory that was formerly Yugoslavia, but it was originally settled by the Dardani tribe like way, way back in the day. And then in about the 4th century BCE, they kind of formed their own kingdom. So it became the Kingdom of Kosovo. And then somewhere along the way, were taken over by the Roman Empire, as many countries in that area were during that time, right?
Most of Europe.
Yeah, most of Europe. So by the time the Roman Empire fell, though, and they became sort of transitioned into the Byzantine Empire, Kosovo actually became part of the Byzantine Empire. So it sort of lasted all the way through the Roman Empire and then transitioned into the Byzantine Empire, sort of under the same type of rule. Romans, Byzantines, that kind of thing. So following the Byzantine Empire, Kosovo was actually conquered by the Ottomans, and it remained under Ottoman control all the way up until the end of the Ottoman Empire, similar to like what happened in Albania.
I think that was in 1912, wasn't it?
It was.
I do occasionally listen to
He
work.
does listen to me sometimes. Look at that. So in 1912, it actually, or somewhere around 1912, it actually became an autonomous region of the country of Yugoslavia. So it remained that way all the way up until the late 90s. It actually was never part of the Eastern Bloc of the Soviet Union, but it fell under similar ideologies to what the Soviet Union was having. Communist rule, Soviet supporters, those kind of things. So in the late 90s, there was a war between Serbia and Kosovo, and ended up Kosovo declaring its independence about a decade later.
Yeah, the UN had to get involved for a while.
Yeah.
I think they actually still have troops in the country.
So too. Yeah. It was kind of a mess. It was very war torn. There was a lot of tragedy that was happening at the time. And even today, Kosovo was only partially recognized as its own independent country. Serbia actually still claims that it is that it's an autonomous region of Serbia. And again, like 100 and some odd countries recognize Kosovo as its own country. The rest of the world still doesn't. So it's a little back and forth. And if you look at it like on a Google map, it actually has a dotted border because it shows that it actually isn't its own country.
I think it even depends on what part of the world you use Google Maps. It'll show something a little bit different. And it's similar to like Taiwan and a couple other places. So if you look at how many countries there are in the world, you'll find a few different answers. That's because some people count Taiwan, some people count Kosovo. So, the number is in the high 190s, but that's about it. I think that's enough history for this video. Once again, I tried to avoid it and I wasn't very successful. But if you want to watch more videos from us, the next few ones are going to be about Central Florida and things to do around here. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe and even turn on notifications and share with your friends so you can see more of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.